you obviously know that the balloon swallow trick, and I did that at one gig, and it went
Hang on, before
terribly
you
wrong.
do that, I invented that, and
Oh,
people will might go against me, but I invented that before I started in the business. It's my. I didn't actually put it on the market. Someone in America did it a different way to me. It was me and my twin brother. We were in Spain when I was traveling around when I was 20 or something like that. And I used to do kids entertainment like balloon models and all this stuff. And
oh.
it's actually my brother who did it. It's my twin brother. We were in a bar, in a flamenco bar, and he got this balloon and he started swallowing it. And then I put it into my act 30 years ago when I first started. And it was stolen so many times after I did about 10 years. And there's a guy, I think, who I don't know what the book's called, it's something like called Geek Magic. And I am associated with starting it, that one, that balloon swallow. But anyway, what's your story? It's mine.
Oh, I did not know that. That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
brilliant, mate.
yeah.
I So I did that, and I failed doing it. Uh, and it got a huge bunch of laughs, and I completely killed during that gig. And then Andy Zapp went to me and said, that trick was done by yourself and what's the name? Becky Fury.
Becky Fury, really? So she mostly didn't know I'd start because it's what's really weird in stand-up comedy, you don't take people's jokes. If someone's done that joke before, you wouldn't do it. In magic, it's people just do the trick because they're sold on the market as magic tricks. So you can do them. There's no reason why you can't do them. When I started out, I did this thing called the Rocky Raccoon, which is a looks like a raccoon, but it's got a spring in it, and you can make it move, so it looks like a real animal. And David Williamson, who was a magician, he was doing a routine, and I wanted to do a routine, and I didn't want to copy his, but I had little bits from his routine, but then I made up some of my own things in it. And I always did that with magic. If I saw something and I thought that's great, I'd have to put my own slant on it, my own thing on it. Otherwise, you're just buying a trick and doing it exactly the same. But in comedy, you're not allowed to do that, which is fair enough. You've got to write your own stuff. But magic, you can't invent stuff. But I think with the balloon swallow, it looked like a bit of business. It wasn't quite a magic trick, although to the audience, it's amazing, isn't it? You're swallowing a balloon. And I mean, I added the bit later on where I swallow the balloon, and when I do the Elvis routine, where I pull out handkerchiefs from my bum, the balloon is on the end of that. So in actual fact, there is an ending to that. So I eat the balloon, at the beginning of the act, and at the end of the act, I do a routine where I swallow handkerchiefs, and then as an Elvis thing, and I open up my butt, and I pull out the handkerchiefs from my butt, but there's also the balloon at the end of that. So it looks great. It's really good. So people think there's a callback to that. So anyway, I can't remember what you're saying. So go say. So you mucked up your bit of it.
No, but yeah, it got huge laughs, and then effectively, Andy's up said, "Oh, like mentioned that you guys both did it, and there may be a bit of yeah." I thought I'd bring it up and have a chat and see about it because it was something I didn't know that you guys had done the trick because I saw it as you said that trick's being used so many times that you
Yeah.
think it's just something that you can take and just use in your own act, and that's
Well, it's interesting. Is it like heckler put down lines? They seem they've come from somewhere, but yet they are still written stuff, and so people tend to use those but you wouldn't take someone else's joke. So I'm okay because I feel that it's kind of a magic trick that's the way it goes. I was a bit peeved at the beginning, like years ago, when I saw someone else do it, and I thought, I do that, I do that on the circuit, and because you didn't know that, which is fine, you just thought it was a trick. But when you work with other comedians years ago and they know I did that and they started doing it, you think, well, that you wouldn't do that to comedy. Why are you doing it to my? But then they're coming from the magic world, as I said, thinking, well, it might have been bought and it's just one of those things.